Hi guys, welcome back to SRE Demystified series where I would like to share some brief knowledge on site reliability engineering and its various principles. Today in this video we are going to look at what is meant by simplicity from an SRE perspective. So the reference is Google Site Reliability book, which can be found at the Google's page as given in the reference here. So what is simplicity? The price of reliability is the pursuit of the utmost simplicity, as said by C.A.R. Hoare during his Turing Award lecture. So, software systems are inherently dynamic and unstable. A good summary of SRE approach to managing system is, at the end of the day, our job is to keep agility and stability in balance the system. So, we have a trade-off between stability and agility. So, for majority of the production software systems, we want a balanced mix of stability and agility. SREs work to create procedures, practices, and tools that render software more reliable. At the same time, we need to ensure that this work has a little impact on developer agility as possible. Building reliability into development allows developers to focus their attention on what we really do care about: the functionality and performance of their software and systems. So you can already see there is a need to strike balance between stability and agility. There is also something known as accidental complexity. Essential complexity is the complexity. Accidental complexity is the complexity inherent in a given situation that cannot be removed from a problem definition. So when that is the essential complexity, the accidental complexity is more fluid and can be resolved with engineering effort. So an essential complexity is something which is inherent, we cannot take out easily. But accidental complexity is something we can really think of, which is more fluid and can be resolved with engineering effort. With an eye towards minimizing accidental complexity, SRE teams should push back when accidental complexity is introduced into the systems for which they are responsible. We should say no to them and constantly strive to eliminate complexity in systems they onboard and for which they assume operational responsibility. There is another interesting term called the negative lines of code metric. The term software bloat was coined to describe the tendency of software to become slower and bigger over time as a result of constant stream of additional features and bug fixes. While bloated software seems intuitively undesirable, its negative aspects become even more clear when considered from the SRE perspective. Every line of code changed or added to a project creates the potential for new defects, new bugs, making the system slower, making the system react to conditions slower. So, hence the concept negative lines of code. What about APIs? Minimal APIs. So, writing clear minimal APIs is an essential impact aspect of managing simplicity. The fewer methods and arguments we provide to consumers of the API, the easier the API to understand, and the more effort we can devote to making those methods as good as they can be. In software, less is more. A small, simple API is usually also a hallmark of a well understood problem, isn't it? What about modularity? Yeah, it is essential for simplicity. The ability to make changes to parts of the system in isolation is essential. So, write things in modular fashion. Versioning APIs are very important. The concept of modularity also applies to data format. One of the central strengths of design goals of Google's protocol buffers was to create a wire format that was backward and forward compatible. Release simplicity, the final topic. It's much easier to measure and understand the impact of a single change rather than a batch of changes released simultaneously. If we release 100 unrelated changes to a system and the performance is getting impacted, understanding which of these 100 impacted the performance is very tough. So that is going to take considerable effort or additional instrumentation. So we need to strike a balance between simplicity, agility and stability even for a release that happens. So these are the Bibles for SREs. Feel free to read them on Google. I am trying to give a concise description of some of those chapters. With that, thank you.